What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? That was a terrible clap, but we have a great light. It's a Surefire Stiletto Pro II. Spoiler alert, it's a great light. Been carrying it every day. It's my new light of choice that goes in my pocket. Surefire did a really good job addressing some of the concerns we had with the previous version of the Stiletto. They did a very, very good job with this new light. For example, it's 1500 lumens and 35,000 candela. Like, I love these really flat flashlights. I have a ton of them, but the candela in a lot of them is kind of lacking. The old Stiletto was 1000 lumens and 5000 candela. Again, the new one is 1500 lumens and 35,000 candela, which is darn good for one of those flat flashlights. As far as the controls, the low setting is 25 lumens, and it's going to run for just under 24 hours. The medium setting is 500 lumens, and that's going to run for an hour and a half. And then that super duper high mode of 1500 lumens is going to give you about an hour of runtime. It does have an LED gauge on the front as well, so you know your status of your battery life. If the light is green, you're good to go. When it turns orange, probably time to recharge that flashlight. It does have a strobe for those who want and care about strobe. I do not care or like about it. But the tail cap button that I'll show you in a minute, you're going to give that a triple tap, and you're going to get strobe. It is super bright. I just not a big fan of strobe. All right, before we go do the beam comparison, because I want to do that now. You guys love the beam comparison. Is probably the most important part of the video. Before we do that, I want to quickly thank Natchez. They are the biggest supporter of the Tiberious Gib channel. This channel would not run the way it does if it wasn't for Natchez. They have a ton of flashlights, both low end, medium, higher end, more expensive like this one here. They have a bunch of Surefire, a bunch of stilettos. Huge choice, but they also have hunting, camping, fishing, always having a lot of good deals. The link is down below. Now, before we step outside for the beam comparison, the other thing I want to mention is we're going to compare this to a lot of apples and oranges type lights, like the Streamlight Wedge XT. It's not nearly as bright. The lumens and candela are not even close, but I like to compare different brightness lights so you can see that's plenty bright for me. Ooh, that's way too dim. I need something brighter. So I'm going to compare a wide variety of lights, including the old Stiletto, so you can see what light is right for you. In no way should we compare the performance of a 500 lumen light with 5000 candela to one that's 1500 with 35,000 candela. Not the reason I'm showing you those lights. Just so you get an idea of what the different beams look like. Anyway, let's go step outside and I'll be right back. Starting off with the Streamlight Wedge XT. A lot lower lumens and candela, but just showing you what you get. The full-size Streamlight Wedge, this is the lower lumen rating, and then that is the higher lumen rating. Obviously it's a wall of light, very low candela. Alright, Nightcore EDC 25 I believe is the model number. The light temperature is very different than the Streamlight. I noticed that right away. Definitely a much brighter light, better hotspot, better candela. This one here is the only non-flat flashlight. This is a Cloud MCH traditional round shape. It's a candela monster. So I just want to give you an idea of what a really high candela light looks like. All right, this is the original Streamlight Stiletto Pro, low, medium, high there. Lumens and candela are on the screen. I've always liked this beam. It's low candela. It's a wall of light, but it always looked pretty good to me. Last but not least, low, medium, high. This is the Surefire Stiletto Pro II, the new one. And you can see it has a much better hotspot. Great, it's just a great beam all around. All right, let's chat about the controls a little bit now. The button on the bottom is going to be a tail cap button, and that's what I really like about this light. If I need to turn the light on quickly, that button is momentary only. It's 1500 lumens. There's no up, down, left, right, just on and all the way. Now, if you want to use this light as an EDC type light, there is a light on the top here that will go low, medium, high, and then back off and circle around. I like it because if I'm just dropped my keys or I need an EDC light for whatever reason, you have that option of not blasting 1500 lumens when you don't need it. Now, the other button to the left of it is a program button. And you can either have it go low, medium, high, or high, medium, low, whatever you want. I personally like low, medium, high because I have the tail cap button for the 1500 lumens, but options are always a good thing. Right underneath those buttons, you're going to see the USB. It is now USB-C, which is great. The older one was a micro USB, which is okay, but I think this is the last device I have that takes micro USB. So not only is USB-C much faster of a charge, all my devices are taking it, so from the convenience standpoint, that's much better. The body on this light is aluminum. It's an aluminum bodied light. You guys are welcome. You guys are welcome. The finish is just like the old one. It has a black anodized finish on it. And if we look at the old one, which is several years old, that has been traveled and used and in my pocket and dropped, and this thing is taking a good beating. There's some scratches and some good use on it, but there's no issues or nothing broken on the light. The belt clip on it is a steel belt clip, so it's going to be pretty strong, and I don't think you're going to have any problems with it bending or breaking. If you notice, it is reversible. There's 2 screws at the top of the light, so if you want to swap it around, you can carry bezel up or you can carry bezel down, whatever you want. Me personally, I like bezel down with the tail cap button sticking up, but whatever works for you. Speaking of the front of the light with the bezel, you'll notice there's a dual optics. There's 2 LEDs. To get the performance out of this light that Surefire wanted, they needed to have 2 LEDs. So it is slightly bigger than the old Stiletto. It's slightly longer, and it's a tiny bit wider. But for the most part, they're very similar in size. Now here are the dimensions and the weight. It is waterproof for up to 30 minutes. 5 ounces, just under 5 inches in length as well. These are more expensive. Surefire products are great. They're high quality, but you're going to pay more for them. That's just the way it is. MSRP on this light is 380 beans. You can definitely find it for less than that at dealers. The previous version of the Stiletto Pro is $259. On the Surefire website. Again, that's MSRP. You can find it for less if you look around. And then the original Surefire Stiletto, the polymer one, which I believe is 650 lumens. Don't quote me on that. That one's $129.99. But again, you can find all of them much less if you look around. As always, I'll put some links to the new Stiletto Pro down below, so hopefully I can find you a good deal. All right, before I tell you the pros and cons, let me tell you the testing that I've done on this light so you know where I'm coming from. Obviously, it's a flashlight, so I carried it a bunch. Not only in the front left pocket of my jeans is where I carry my flashlight. Also a lot in the sling bag. In the summer, I don't like wearing pants or jeans, and I wear shorts often. So in the back of this sling bag, I can put my CRKT Provoke, which I've reviewed. And on the other side here, I can slide in this Surefire light, and I have quick access to a defensive knife and a flashlight if I need it. So that is pretty cool. We did test the waterproofing to make sure it is waterproof. Stuck it in some water for a little while, no problems there. We did the runtime test. I did it on medium. There's supposed to be 500 lumens for an hour and a half, and it did last for an hour and a half, no problems there. And I had a full battery, of course, when I started that test. And then besides carrying it, obviously I used it for normal EDC flashlight type stuff, like, you know, dropping the keys, checking on the chickens at night. Like 2 nights ago, we're redoing our laundry room, if you care, and we're replacing the plugs and the switches in the laundry room, and it was at night, so when I killed the power I couldn't see, so I made my son hold the flashlight. Builds character, holding the flashlight for dad. But I use this so I could see, swapping out those outlets, that type of stuff, normal flashlighty type stuff. Haven't done any low light shooting with it, unfortunately. I wish I did, because this is a perfect light for it with the tail cap. Eventually, hopefully I'll be able to do that. All right. Anyway, the biggest pro for me is going to be the flat nature of the light, the unique form factor. Again, I have a bunch of these flat flashlights because they feel better in the pocket. When you get a very powerful, high lumen, high candela round flashlight, they get a little big. And I hate having things in my pockets. I hate a big wallet. Keys, I don't put keys in my pocket. The unique form factor is what I like the most about it. And this is about as big of a flashlight I'm going to go. I wouldn't go much bigger than this. It has solid lumens. It has very good candela for a flat flashlight. The bumping candela was significant, and you guys saw that beam. The beam is definitely a lot better. The hotspot is definitely a lot better than I think any other flat type flashlight. Good battery life, and I was very happy that it was USB-C. I think finally I can throw away all my micro USB cords finally. USB-C is more convenient for me and definitely a faster charger. As far as cons, I really don't have any cons. This is the best light for me right now, and that's why it's my EDC light, no other reason. It may not be the best light for you. Like, Surefire products are awesome, but they're not cheap, so I get it. They're not for everyone. There's other good flashlights, even other good flat ones that I've reviewed, and there's others on the market as well that are less expensive if you want something cheaper. But for me, I think this is the best all-around flashlight, and I will continue to carry it every day until I find something better. But for now, this is the one I go with. All right, who do we have to thank? Let's thank Surefire. Their support is appreciated, so thank you to them. Natchez, the biggest supporter of the Tiberious Gibb channel. TriStar Trading has a ton of really cool designs, not this plain one I'm wearing today, even though the plain one's cool, but they have a lot of cool, funky designs if you want to get yourself some cool pro-gun, pro-American, pro-freedom clothes. The links to all three, Surefire, Natchez, TriStar, are down. You know where. Most important, though, thank you guys for watching. It is greatly, greatly appreciated. I feel like I'm going to hiccup. If you think I deserve it, like, comment, subscribe. Subscribe's the big one. Still, over 90% of the people who watch these videos are not subscribed to the channel, and that makes me big sad. So if you think I deserve it, please subscribe. I appreciate it. Santa appreciates it. Stay blessed, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace!